Lily's
My
still
mod's
can't.
killing it.
Yeah, my
Lily's just over here banning people, and Cindy's just over here like doing God's work.
okay. Let me change something. I think this is why though.
I'm gonna do my intro real quick, y'all. Give me a hot second. Splendid day! What is going on, everyone? My name is Yano, also known as Yano Nick, and I'm so glad to have you here on our very first Podcast 0. Do you know what that means? Let me tell you. Hold on 1 second. Let me tell you what that means. This is the first ever Night Kids After Dark podcast extravaganza, and I'm glad to have you all here. First, I want to introduce BTG Black and Tie Guy Plays, and then we got Professor Daxter in the place to be. It's about to go down, guys. Heads up for all you young listeners, it may have some adult language and content, so let's get it started. Let's welcome in everyone. What's happening, everyone?
What's up, man?
It's good to have y'all
What's
here.
up, guys? I'm still having issues with everybody hearing you guys on my side, and I
Uh-oh.
don't know what it is. But they're in here hype, so I appreciate y'all. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yo, Yano, I just thought of something super cool for your channel.
I'm all
You
ears.
had to have like you remember those you remember the albums back in the day with like the 18 or older like warning.
Oh,
You need that because of how
yeah.
like PG you are in your
I
channel.
love
That's so
that.
good.
I put it up in the corner. And that way, parents will automatically know, like, hey, what's this? This is new. I've never seen those. Let me look at the screen. You know what? You can't watch it tonight. Oh, what was that sound?
Chat, can y'all hear him? Yeah,
I don't
say
know,
something?
man.
Thank you for
Oh,
the
yeah, they can hear you.
follow. She's
Okay,
got
let's go.
skills.
Let's do this.
Ooh, I like
Episode
that
0.
name.
So I'm gonna let Yano
Sorry.
just full control because I did the overlays. My job here is done. I'm just here to
You
make
did a
money.
fantastic job, by the way.
And
Yeah,
now it's
fantastic.
Yano's turn to make sure that we get the questions.
We do, and I think we're gonna have some really good talking points because I think this was something that we all came since we're all just now starting out as content creators, streamers and influencers. I think this is a really good place to really get started, and it's kind of one. I have a question regarding what got you all into content creation.
Ooh, you want to
Go
go
ahead.
first?
You're good. Mine's a long one. I got a long-winded answer.
Mine is short and sweet. To be honest, like just hanging out, all of our friends, Professor Daxter, you're definitely, new to the crew. Welcome to the fam. But us just us hanging out and seeing other people play games that we play and have a good time, we're like, why wouldn't other people want to see how we have fun? So that's what got me into it. And then meeting all the people out there that I don't get to meet on a regular basis. Like that's what it's all about.
So for me, mine's kind of like more of a selfish reason. Like starting out, like I kind of changed my viewpoints as I've gotten like older in general. So first off, like for me, I've never really had like a lot of like in real life friends because I've always been a gamer. So I've always like, you know, always online. And originally I wanted to that quick get rich, be the next Tim the Tap Man, all these people or whatever. And then I just kind of was like, oh yeah, that ain't happening. Like the chances of that happening, especially early, is just it's out the window. So I kind of came back and took a different approach, and I've actually been enjoying it more. But now it's just kind of like, I just want to kind of make somebody's day better than when it left. Really, like I have like a lot of inspirations from people, especially in that aspect, because I could care less about the game. I'm not here for the game kind of thing.
Your
Well,
turn.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So BTG actually hit the nail on the head with, at least for me. I think our friend group is hilarious. Like our community, our circle in real life, IRL, is hilarious, wonderful. It's not a spell, It's just like it gets funny. It gets great. I think all of our diverse characteristics, our personalities, how we communicate, our jokes, our level of humor is sometimes questionable, but at the same time, it's genuine, and we have such a good time. So something I notice is when I see other content creators online, I think to myself like, why are we doing this? Like this, we are hilarious. People would love us. And then at the same time, I when I got into it, I started having like this overwhelming flood of anxieties and fears, and like because I know my family's religious. I don't want to say super religious, but pretty darn religious, and then on top of that, like I don't really show my personality in public. I don't allow people to really see me at my core, at my like BTG, knows me inside and out. So well, not like that, but you understand what I'm
It is
saying.
Night Kids After
So
Dark.
Yeah.
so I would BTG at some point over this podcast generation, I would love to go back to that night of street racing. I would love to replay that
Oh yeah,
scenario. But
Daxter, this is the story. Did you ask Yano Nick about it? He's about to tell the story.
I think I did.
no, not right now.
Oh, okay.
That's
Honestly, have you guys ever
so,
have you ever do you guys watch bigger streamers too, or do you not really?
I do.
I do.
Like from a
100%.
success standpoint, have you ever like wondered like their first stream compared to where they're at now? Like how much they've changed, like their vocabulary, their mentality, their all these things. They're
I think that's part of it.
so I'm like a huge fan of Co Carnage, like a massive fan, and he's like top 100 of all streamers kind of thing, and always was curious of like where he started, what that connection was for people, and I've always wanted to mirror that in some sense. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get those people in and then keep them there? You know what I mean? So that's always been like a huge like curious topic. Plus, like I've watched my content from like years ago. It is cheesy, man. It's real bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I just when I'm usually watching big streamers, it's like for the challenges and stuff they're doing. Like I watch like Glad a lot, and he's like one of the top Destiny players. So the world's first raid completions, like a few times, like that. Those are the type of people that I watch, and I watch a lot of PvP stuff. So when I'm
Right.
watching like PvP stuff, it's typically to try to get better. Like, oh dang, this is what he does. So let me try that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Oh, and so I just wanted to real quick say, you said, do you watch big time streamers? The Just to share, I feel as though big time streamers is like what is equals a big time streamer. I would love to get your thoughts on that.
I think somebody that can honestly, I don't think full time would be the correct topic. I think it's more of like somebody who could consider this a career, like it's a 9 to 5 to them, but at whatever time frame that they choose. Um, there's also whenever I think of big time streamers, I think of like the 0.001%. You know what I mean? The 0.0001.
Yeah, me
Um,
too.
however, like I think there's success in anything that you do, and any kind of like I think there's success in anything you do, and if you can find that success even as a smaller content creator, I think that that's still success. But yeah, whenever I think about like big time streamers, I think of like Doctor Disrespect, Tim the Tap Man, et cetera, et cetera. So
Right. Ninja.
Ninja, yeah, yeah.
So the reason why I brought that topic up is because as we continue to grow as content creators, streamers, influencers, because like for example, Professor Jackster said he's not really necessarily about the games. He's more so about growing and communicating with the people that watch him, the people that's here. Um, but indirectly, you are, you know, influence people by the games you play. But like for example, BTG, you might not know this, but you indirectly caused at least 3 people to purchase the new Pokemon game. We sat there the whole night. We were in
Oh,
Professor Daxter's
Legend.
stream, and yeah, and we just were watching you, whether it was on mute or the volume was down. We just sat there and was just like, "Yo,
Which Pokemon?
this game actually
About
looks,
Arceus, or are you talking about the?
Arceus. Yeah,
Man, I want it so bad.
need to get it.
bruh."
I need a
Look.
Switch.
That, ooh,
Oh,
that game.
It's a
That game is so
struggle,
good.
man. Yeah.
So that's so just to bring it home. The reason why I brought up what equals a big time streamer is because to someone who's starting out, we are the big time streamers.
Yeah, yeah.
Am
Actually,
I wrong?
I also think it's really important to talk about. Like, it's actually extremely important to talk about. If you have a concurrent viewership of 10, it doesn't. I have a lot of people that stream in my chat. So if you have a concurrent viewership of 10, you are in the 1% of Twitch. Period. If you even hit affiliate, you are well above the average.
Hey,
That's insane.
Yeah. I think only 30% of Twitch is affiliate. The 70 is still not. That's how many streamers versus how many successful.
can you
Yeah.
Wow.
can you still buy affiliate? Was that a thing?
I don't think
Yeah,
five.
so you could. I don't know if they changed that, but there was a point where you can actually pay to bypass the requirements and just become affiliate, but you had to pay like a fee or something.
Mm,
And I don't know how that panned out, if that's still something that's happening, but yeah, just to be entirely honest with you, I didn't also agree or like that, but at the same
I
time,
disagree 100%.
me
100%.
this platform is going to continue to change, and as it continues to change, either you can stay in the ways that you started in, or you can try to adapt with it, you know what I mean?
So
yeah.
my viewpoint is, and I've actually, so I started doing on Hover. What my goal of Hover is kind of like I've been doing this like series of things I wish that I knew when I first started streaming, and it's just like shorts of like things that I hope that one new person that started a month ago or a week ago kind of hears and goes, oh, it clicks and it helps them, you know. And one of the big things is like affiliate means literally nothing. Affiliate does
Oh,
nothing. Partnership does nothing. Those two things are just goals and like celebratory. If you hit affiliate, I'm gonna celebrate you. Like that's awesome. But like you don't have a community. Like the community doesn't hit whenever you hit affiliate. You don't hit affiliate and things
Right.
get better. You don't hit partner and then things are better. You have that community and then they celebrate the fact that you hit those goals.
No, that's
wow.
100% for sure. It's really about the community. And to be honest, I think I would be I'm kind of terrified to become one of the big streamers because there's so many people coming in and out. Like, how do you keep those relationships with all those people? Or do you
you
keep them anymore?
you do start to lose them from what I've seen and heard. However, that's what the Discord is for. You can keep those connections. I don't know how well you guys are able to use your individual Discords and also utilize the group Nike's Discord, but that is a fantastic way, from what I'm being told by other streamers, to keep your community tight,
I actually don't
like
have
movie nights and all of that.
I don't actually have a Discord anymore. I do, but I don't use it. I send everybody to Night Kids. I don't have the time. Like I have so much stuff going all the time. Like my mind is so I look at streaming as a business. I'm very professional in what I try to do, and I have fun and the community and stuff. But like I try to keep it at that professional level, in terms of like what I expect my stream to look like and how I want it to be seen. Kind of like how Yano doesn't have cussing and stuff. He has that like goal and that mindset of like this is what he wants, and that's the professionalism that he chose. And so whenever it comes to that, I am very like I'm always thinking like 20 steps ahead or 20 steps at a time to try to see what I can like do to improve. And so, with that being said, you know, I forgot the original point. I started and I forgot. It's so bad.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it
it's
happens.
no, it's great, and I think it's BTG. If you have anything to add to it,
No, I forgot to.
no, it's all right, because I wanted to actually bring up the fact that something I noticed personally is a lot of people who also watch this our streams, or at least my stream, also either stream, are interested in becoming a streamer or content creator, or is into competitive gaming. And I wanted to kind of get your ideas on who you do you have an idea of who your audience is?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh,
I think
okay.
I think I think as a small streamer in general, I think everybody's. kind of like piggybacking off of one another in terms of like content, in terms of viewership. Like Yano's crew comes to my crew goes to Yano's crew, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Like it fluctuates back and forth, and that's a
Dude,
cool
somebody from
thing.
Dax just came over to mine.
Heck yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, so like that's why anytime like I post on Twitter or Twitch or anything like that, I'm always like, hey, go talk to these people. Tell them that I sent you. I want them to know that like I'm keeping an eye on this person. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because that's important to me. Because like when you have that close knit group, you're kind of family at that point. You know what I mean? Like I consider Yano a brother, and I've known him for years. You know what I mean? And
For
yeah,
years.
yeah, and it's not even like just straight up Night Kids because Rainbow says because we love the Night Kids. It's not even Night Kids. I have multiple groups, and I hope to bring them all together. You know what I mean? I hope that like the Night Kids grows, and you know, DWF, which is another group that I was a part of. I hope they grow, and I hope everybody's successful. But that's what I want my channel to be about. Is I want to uplift and help other people be better at what they're already doing successfully.
And you're doing that. It shows actually.
For
Good,
sure.
Yeah.
I just
good.
I like to have the family. So everybody's in the family, in the community. Like
Yeah.
that's what it's about for me.
I can get behind that. I'm Italian. It's all about the family.
The family, la familia.
I'm immediately all the memes popped into my head.
Welcome to the family.
So we talked a lot about streaming and content creation. I want to talk about games. Are there any games that you're really like going not interested in, but games that you think are going to change gaming? Like for example, battle royale games changed when PUBG came out. Fortnite, basically people say they copied PUBG. Do you know any games that are getting ready to come out that is going to change the field or scope once again?
I think that there's going to be games to push the tech more than like the actual like the being of video games in total. I think the new Horizon Zero Dawn. I think that's going to be a big one for in terms of like just pushing content as hard as they can. As for like a game type, I don't really have anything that pops into my head personally.
I do agree with you, Professor. That I don't think right now it's not before it. I mean, it's always been like that, right? It wasn't the ideas that were setting the limits for games. It was the technology that's setting the limits for games. And even now, it's still at that point. We got PS5s, Xbox Series X, crazy computers, and we still can't push the limits of what we actually really want. Now, a game that I do see that's not even a game, but the tech that is revolutionizing the gaming industry is VR 100%. And it's
That's
moving
got a long
fast.
ways to go. That has such a
But it's
long way to
but,
go.
but it's moving so fast.
Yeah. I mean,
It's moving
technology in
blazingly
general is
fast.
moving like really, really fast. So like I remember when flip phones with no internet was a thing, and then like the next week it was like, here's your biggest smartphone possible. So I mean, we're at the era, like we're at a golden era if you're thinking like civilization, like we're at
Yeah,
the golden era for sure.
we're in a point in time where you can play a AAA title on the cloud.
Yeah,
Like
we
you
can.
no longer
Yeah,
have to
Hmm.
download it. You can play it on the cloud.
that's insane.
That's wild.
That's a big deal.
So I'll tell you how good the graphics. So I just got a new 3070 Ti, and so I can
Spoiled.
run
You're
RTX and
spoiled.
all that.
For those who don't know what that is, what exactly is that?
That's the new 3000 series for Nvidia. It's basically the
Sold
new card. It's like the PS5 of like the computer world right now.
So it's a video card?
Yes.
you. GPU, graphic processing unit.
But anyway, so I've been loving Dying Light. Dying Light 2 has been like, I've fell in love with that game. It's fantastic. I highly suggest it if you haven't played it. However, if you run it on max settings with like RTX and everything on, you can literally see the pores on these people's skin. Like you can see like the skin like sweat and grease. It's crazy to me.
So, and that's the thing we're talking about, like ray tracing and RTX.
So crazy.
It it looks so good, but like the tech is still behind on like taking full advantage of it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of those techs that does change the gaming industry because you're talking about like actual real reflections. So if I'm creeping around a car and you walk past an actual window and I see your reflection, your actual reflection in that window, like I know
That's
exactly where you're
insane.
at. Like that's tight.
So whenever it comes to video game design, when you look forward, everything behind you disappears. That's how it keeps the game from exploding on you. Like everything you see in front of you is all you see, and everything else behind you is de-rendered at the time. And so when you turn, it renders in instantly. That's kind of how the concept works. So with ray tracing, that doesn't happen because it has to reflect on things that you can't see. So say you're walking and there's like a light behind you. It's technically not rendered for you, but with ray tracing it on, it has to be to reflect. And so that's happening instantaneously, which is insane,
Yeah, so
actually.
it's a real reflection, not a fake reflection.
Right.
Game developers are really smart and they make reflections look like they're reflections, but they're not. It's just another item being rendered instead
Right.
of the actual reflection.
As you mentioned, the technology is what drives the games. And as you mentioned, before we couldn't do 100 people in a server playing one another in first person, third person, and whatever, and doing these massive battle royale games. And as the technology continues to grow, we're going to see larger scale games. Like, Battlefield was one of those games that we were able to do that in. And if you didn't have a decent connection, you would see the choppiness. I'm shooting this guy's not going down. So now we're seeing a lot better connections. We complain when we see somebody when we have like the slightest bit of lag or any of that. So as BTG had mentioned, I don't know if it's me, but I am someone who enjoys VR. I have two VR headsets, and at the moment, I do see that is being pushed pretty hard, and a lot of people are. It's becoming more affordable. And two things that I notice happens quite often: something new comes out, people are interested in it, and if it's affordable, more people get into it, and the more people that can get into something, and yeah, I see that's the direction things are
I,
going. So I was just curious if you saw any games that are actually interesting,
I think
like
I,
the PUBG.
I think the issue right now is the limitations with COVID specifically, because all these things are coming out, but they're not able to mine the materials to like actually make like the PS5 unattainable for like 99% of the country, or even the world really. So I think once like hopefully, if COVID and all this stuff kind of starts simmering down, we can start like pushing back. But um, when it comes to like technology, I think technology's outweighing. Per, Currently, I think technology is outweighing like unique games. Because like back in the day when Mario came out, it was like mind blowing because it was the beginning of an era for a completely different
Big deal.
concept, right? And then when battle royales, that was never a thing, and that's it took over and went hit a wildfire. So I think right now, like kind of the same issue that like movies have. It's so hard to make a new concept, so they just keep rehashing stuff that's already existed. So
Yeah, I thought that was a really a good talking point because it's interesting because now that the world is kind of changed, you can say it has it or hasn't, but there is some level of change here that we're probably not going to go back to. Not concern, but my thought process is that the games are going to change now, especially since a lot of people are now at home.
When
Um, so
when we get Sword Art online, I'll be completely satisfied.
yo, I'm here.
do you really want
I
Sword?
do.
Yeah,
So for
yeah.
I do.
some of my audience who don't watch anime, Sword Art Online is actually a game where a bunch of people who play a massive online multiplayer game in VR get stuck in VR, and if they pulled out of VR, they die
Now,
in real
now
life.
that was the anime though, but just the game, if that game and the device existed where I could taste food and smell food in that world, like, come on, that
Super
you
clear. I'll
really,
take.
I wouldn't come out. I wouldn't
Yeah,
come
I'll
out.
take my chances. Yeah,
Oh, I'm stuck in here. Good.
yeah. I'll go fishing. I don't care. I don't do it in real life, but I'll do it in VR.
um, so I have another question, but I wanted to get your thoughts on. So as someone who is not only into games, anime, whatever you're into, the question for you all is: do you feel as though the sponsors that you are interested in working with are related to the those items?
Wait, say that one more
Does
time.
that, for example, uh, you are a artist.
Hmm.
Do you feel as though some of the sponsors that you would like to work with would be able to see that you work? How would you like to work with those sponsors? How would you like for the would to have them actually see your work
So for
and see your work?
so for me, when it comes to sponsorships, it's something that I would want. Like, so I don't. I actually already have a mindset behind this. I won't sponsor something unless it's something that I actually like believe in. So I'm pretty picky. I say that, but I did a Raid Shadow Legend. But anyways, uh, in all honesty, I'm hoping to get to a point where I can just like pick and choose which sponsors that would work with me. I don't want to be sponsored by somebody that I don't like. He has Steel Series. I've never used Steel Series, right? I don't want to be sponsored by somebody and be like, "This is a great product," because I feel like I'm lying. Um,
Oh yeah, I get you.
and, and
Yeah, like
I'm very upfront with my audience, and I'm very upfront with like being truthful and being who I am on and off stream. Um, so for me, there are sponsors that I would really like to work with, but it's already because I already love their product, you know. So if XP Pen wants to send me a new tablet, a bigger one, I'm down. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's because I like them, not so much because like they just offered me a bag of money, I guess.
Right. And you were supported by someone who also is a upcoming artist would like to use it as well.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and
Um,
I'm really picky with the stuff that I use anyway. So if a sponsor was to send me something, if I don't like it, I'm probably not gonna use it. So
yeah.
You know what's funny? I got a. I don't want to put their name out there, but I got an item in the mail, and it required me to cook using those items from the sponsor, and I ended up you cooking for. I think it came with several. That scared the crap out of me, y'all. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh, I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Um, what was I saying? Oh, so it. um, thank you.
that you have to
For
cook
oh,
something.
so yeah, so they sent me something, so I had to try to prepare it. I ended up working with my sister to try to make this meal, and it didn't necessarily taste the best, and I wouldn't use that item. I don't think I would use that service, so I didn't take the sponsor, and or it at least I didn't continue the sponsor or try to, you know, that's why you guys never saw it on stream because it never blossomed in it to anything. But then at the same time, my thought process was, would this be not a good opportunity to learn how to work with a sponsor, how to negotiate with a sponsor, instead of just saying no because I don't like the service or anything.
To be fair,
You know what I
that's
mean?
why I did take the sponsor that took because it was the first one, and I'm not gonna trick down. It's like the first dollar for your business kind of situation. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I agree with you in that sense, and I would have probably taken it for that sense. But I think as you grow as a content creator, I think your voice has impact. I think your voice has impact
It
anyways,
does.
right? But I think the more eyes you have on what you say, the more it can become an issue in terms. So yeah, I would have definitely taken it. I do want to talk more about sponsors because I'm genuinely curious about a few things. So if we can talk about that, that'd be great. But I want to hear what BTG says.
So I think so when it comes to sponsors, it's not I don't think it's necessarily like you have to like the product, right? But if you give them the chance and you can find the value in the product and still be honest about what you don't like about it, I think that's just as good for a sponsor because it's exposure for them regardless. So with I don't know gave you the food and stuff, you might not say the food was great, but was it convenient for you to make a dinner that you never would have thought of making?
That's true. Yeah, I think so. One of the major issues that I had with the sponsor that I took, was in their print. They were like, you can say the negatives about the game or whatever, but it's kind of they basically made it very clear that if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all mentality. And I'm not that. I'm not gonna be that. Like if I have an issue with something, I'm gonna address it. Like you're paying me to expose your game, not to you know make it look perfect. I'm not a reporter. I'm not like I don't write for a blog, and I'm not getting paid for it. So, um, I I think I think in general, if I see, I'm okay with trying new things, and I'm okay with trying things that I don't necessarily know if I'd like or not. But if that's like the fine print for that, I wouldn't take it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point because I don't think ever will I say something just to make it sell. You know what I
Just
mean?
to
Like I think
satisfy
that's
the
why.
contract agreement. Yeah,
Yeah.
if
No.
there's too many rules with it, I do agree with that. Like if I can't freely speak on it like completely, then don't send it to me.
Yeah.
Now that's not to say that like I'm gonna dog on your product because I'm pretty
I'm a
good about
dog it. If it's horrible, I'm gonna dog it.
See, I'm not that type. I always try to find the good in stuff. I just am that person. Like I'll always try to find it. I'll be like, I really don't like these things, but like this is pretty cool. You know what I mean? So I try to find the nice. I learned a long time ago. You want to do the sandwich approach. Give a negative, give it or give a positive, give it a negative, and give it a positive, so that you can kind of lessen the blow for the negative. Uh,
Or just
but
negative, positive, negative. If there's more
yeah,
negative, that should be
I
better.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think that's I wanted to do a while ago because when I started doing YouTube, I wanted to do a review where I just reviewed everything and anything that I ever used, touched, ate, listened to, watched, whatever, just reviewed everything.
People love that stuff.
And it would be I know,
People
right?
love it.
But here's the catch. The catch was that my reviews, I would point out all the positive things about the whatever it is I review, and then talk about the parts that I didn't like, but find the good in the negative. You know what I mean? So, for example, let's say, well, I almost showed a piece of water bottle. Oh, hey, here we go. Fun fact: Lily's bathwater soap. um if for example, let's say for I love the scent, it smells good, it feels good on the body.
It's got a
It does
horrible
smell good actually.
top. I can't get it off.
It's too strong.
Mhm.
um but let's say for example the plastic, right, is made of leprechaun juices. Let's say for example, and we know we're short on leprechauns and they're going extinct. So where I'll say something along the lines of perhaps let's say for example I would say something like, but the design of the bottle, despite the mass amounts of leprechauns that are being taken away, I would make it entertaining. That's the best way to put it. I almost went off in a tangent. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I mean.
I can see that. Cause I mean, we also gotta, cause I'm a big tech junkie too.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to tech, there's always like the best of the best, right? But not everybody can afford the best of the best. So
Yeah.
there may be something that's just there for the right person at their price range. So it might be the best at that level. So like you gotta take the good with the bad sometimes.
You best believe I'm clipping that. We gotta expose Lily.
No.
We gotta
Leprechaun
expose
juice.
Lily for using leprechaun juice.
Yeah,
Chat
that's
is
messed up,
like,
Lily.
please do not ignore the leprechauns.
Those leprechauns, they ain't do nothing to her. Why is she doing that to him?
They just trying to live their best little selves. Uh, no. So I guess my question is like I'm really curious about getting into sponsors. I think that's a huge next step, and I think it's a huge next step for a lot of streamers. Um, but do you think that there should be like sorry. do you think that there should be like a concurrent viewership, or do you think, or how do you go about it? Like, because for me, like I struggle to do it because right now my concurrent viewership is around 6 to 10 on average, which is good, and I'll never complain about it. However, like when a sponsor looks at you, do they go, "Oh, you only have 6 people watching you," kind of thing, or how do you think that they go about that in terms of like,
So I guess, well, from my experience, a lot of a lot of sponsors have different rules, right? You
right,
can always apply to be a sponsor for almost any product, and they kind of have their own rules. Like they'll tell you, like, hey, you got to at least have this many followers at least, or you got to have been streaming for this long. So it really depends on the product. And like certain sponsors, like one of the sponsors that we have, it's completely free. You don't have to do anything. You just, if you had bought one of their products, they'll sponsor you with affiliation. So if somebody uses your code, that's another way of doing sponsorship. They're not paying you directly, but if somebody uses your link, then you get paid.
yeah,
Actually,
actually, I'm
oh, go
affiliated with
ahead.
Razer, funny enough, but I don't put it on my channel anymore. I took it
Oh
down.
wow.
It's free sponsorship. You're not getting paid. I'm not getting paid, so I'm
Oh,
not going to do it.
it's free
Right.
advertising for them.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was I gonna say? In regards to whether congruent, like BTG said, and I'm not trying to always agree with BTG, but I do
It's
believe
a quorum over
that
here.
it it's every sponsor is different. They're looking for something in particular, and it's not necessarily how many consistent viewers you have. I believe honestly is they're looking more at who your target audience is. Does your audience, are they interested in their products?
Right.
That's more really what it's about.
How
And
do
I
they reach
believe
out to you? I guess is the
now that's that I feel like you're big time when they start reaching out to you.
Right.
But even at your current level, I feel as though every affiliate, anyone who's affiliated, has the ability to go to a sponsor and say, "Here's how I've reached affiliate. Here's my how consistent I am. Here's my numbers. Here's what I am able to bring to the table. Here's who my target. Here's who watches my streams, who watches my content, who buys my products."
And to be honest,
So
a lot of times it's not even that. They literally be like, send a link to your Twitch channel, send a link to your social media. That's it.
yo,
And then
I'm
they get
down.
back
yeah.
to you.
Thank you. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
they literally it'll be that.
I knew about the elevator pitch. Like you I've actually heard like bigger streamers like you want to go in with a 2 minute elevator pitch or 60 seconds. You got 60 seconds to impress a sponsor in some fashion or whatever. Um, but like it's a lot harder to do it whenever like you're riding on that, that money, so
That's true. But their sponsorships pay a lot more. So
what was it that is said? If you're, oh, is it? I think it's trading. I think it's trading. If you want to get into trading, uh, do not do it when you don't have the money. Do it with the money that you are
disposable.
able to say, like, if I lose it, I lose it.
yeah.
If I get a gain off of it, I
Yeah.
gain off of it.
That's
Never
tough.
trade with money that you need. It should always be disposable income.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
actually
that's
put money
exactly where
towards
you.
AMC, and I haven't looked at it. Like, it's just if it happens, it happens. If not, I'm just out. Money that I didn't care about in the first place.
Having a, I could we could really
Yeah,
talk about
I got a lot of trading stuff, but I don't think there's a podcast for that.
having an exit strategy is so important. But I think we're gonna have a podcast episode where we talk about investing
For
opportunities,
sure.
talking about the pitfalls and what what I guess we could talk about all of that. Would be a fantastic actually stream. But I noticed we're coming down to. Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say I would love to get like actual like specialization, like specialized people in certain fields and have conversations. That'd be cool.
Oh,
Definitely
we could
guess.
easily
Yeah.
get gifts.
Yeah.
Gaps.
Yeah, for sure.
Gaps.
Gifts.
That's a weird way to.
We could
say
easily
gifts.
get guess.
We can get gifts. We could do that too.
We could
Are you
right.
guys wanting to take questions?
Oh yeah, because we are coming down to the last 15 minutes
Was
here.
that
Are
the
we
last
only
topic?
doing an hour podcast? Or are we doing more? Just so I know,
thought-
like for future.
To be honest, like I mean, I'm good.
This
if
flew
we're-
by.
Yeah,
Flew by.
flew by so quick. So if we have more
So-
topics, if we're rolling, let's just keep rolling.
Well, I would
I'm
like to
with
keep
it.
it a consistent. So I'm fine with an hour this time, and if we want to go to 2 in the future or whatever, that's cool. But I would like to keep it like a consistent, so that like anybody that wants to watch has like I like having schedules in terms of like my people know when I go live, and they know when I go off. So
So
you know.
look,
I would like to do an hour, but hear me out. I like the idea of if we are really talking about some solid topics, because let's say we're talking about something that is really helping someone in chat or helping someone learn, or the topic's just really good. I don't want to just be like, all right, look at the time. Well, that's it, guys.
Sorry,
Till
had a
next
crappy
time.
day. Have a good one.
he's running.
So everybody in my
So-
chat at least hit give me a W or an L if you guys enjoyed this. W for a win, L for a loss. I want to know.
everybody's
Everyone in my chat,
Yeah.
I would love to be able
don't
to
wanna,
see
like,
leprechauns.
Leprechauns and
Everybody
everybody.
tell them to do in my chat. I don't want you to tell me what to do in my chat. Cool. I'm glad you guys liked it.
I do want to. I didn't get a chance to see the questions that people had, but
post
if you
questions
have
now.
questions,
Yay.
please
Yeah.
Do code with the W's.
welcome
That
duo with
one,
the
Larry guy just be
W's.
like L. It was a huge L.
Buddy.
I hated it.
If you put an L, I'm banning you. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
Get
open
'em,
to your
Lily.
own opinion.
Get him, Lily.
leprechauns! Hey,
Hit him with your leprechaun juice.
no, don't do that.
Like-
Not with your leg.
So I guess open up the floor to questions. I do not have any questions.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Cindy said that she had one, and I'm pretty sure Skills said she had one, but I don't know if they're still in here or not. I think
I'm checking to see. Oh, wait, I see one. How do you? This one comes from JLeo777.
I don't know.
And
him.
if I pronounce anyone's, oh, I can't do that here.
What?
How do you? J Leo says, how do you feel about the new Zenith, the Last City VR game? Do you all feel it's a breakthrough game, or the Oculus or Meta Quest 2?
So yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't see in 3D, so I'm out of this question. I can't do VR.
So that VR MMO, it's getting closer to what I want, and I do. Is it a breakthrough? Shoot, how many people are developing it? Like 3 people?
That's
Yeah, it was a small group.
Yeah, it's like 3 people developing it, and they've gotten that far. Imagine if a major studio even gets a hold of something like that, or even runs with that idea. The Oculus, I mean VR, like it's a little behind, but I think that is a breakthrough for them to do that on their own. It shows the potential that VR has. I mean, it's the potential we all know that VR has just from movies that we've watched. Like, we know what to expect and what's coming, and they're pushing it farther.
It's gonna be fun to see how it evolves over time.
Yeah, hopefully.
I know.
I
You
don't
don't have
have-
kids, do
oh.
you?
10.
No.
Do you have? You have kids though. B. Do you have a girl
Yeah.
or a boy?
I have both. I have a boy and
Oh.
a girl.
Do you mind me
Ooh,
asking how old your kids are? You don't have to.
No. My son is. How old is he actually? It's like no. My son is 5 and my daughter's 3, and
Ooh.
they are a terror. No, I love them.
So Cindy was wanting to know if you wanted a mermaid blanket.
Wow. That must be like the universe, like speaking. My daughter must have spoke.
Yeah.
She must have spoke that into existence because literally last night she was like, "I want a mermaid," and I was like, "I'm gonna get you a mermaid."
Funny enough, your daughter's
Oh.
in my chat, like speaking.
No way.
Now, yeah.
Look,
She's
Oh.
asleep, but she's in the chat. It's crazy.
The way kids are today, I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably watching Twitch right now.
Facts.
Okay, so I do
No,
have
but
a question though.
yeah, that
Uh,
would be awesome.
so top 3 classic Sega Genesis games goes.
Oh, top three classic Sega Genesis games? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Alter Beast, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Ninja Turtles.
I
Ooh,
never played Ninja
The fighting
Turtles.
game.
dang, Sega Genesis. I'm with you on Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I'm congruent with that.
Uh, for me, these aren't good games, but these were my top games.
For you, yeah, yeah.
Boogerman and what is that game even called? But I loved it. It's like three dinosaurs, Triceratops, T-Rex, and they were shooting guns and stuff.
Teenage Mutant. No.
No, I don't know what it was called, but that was my
I
top
can't
game when I was a
remember.
kid.
Yeah.
Definitely Boogerman.
So
Boogerman. That's
Sonic
a cool
2,
name.
the Aladdin or Lion King, one or the two, one or the other. I don't know.
Tough games.
That's kind of like up there. And then Rise Star. Everybody slept on Rise Star. That was my game.
Is that the dude with the arms and he
Yeah, he
would?
was a star, and he was like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That
What
was
was
my jam.
what was the other game with the green guy made of balls?
Oh, I know what you're talking about too.
Orbit? No, that's a gum.
No.
I can't remember it off top.
I am
No,
about to go on Google, cause that was like
that was one of your favorites.
that was a good game.
Vector Man. Thank you,
Vector
Jay
Man,
Leo.
yeah. Oh man,
Vector
what happened to
Man.
Vector Man? Man, Nintendo, bring him back.
Probably caught up in copyright stuff.
Yeah, Nintendo, bring him
Twitchy
back for me,
5.
please,
How's it
cause
going?
y'all own Sega, right? I
Right.
need a new Vector
Oh,
Man.
To be honest, we
Golden
need a
Axe.
new Sega console. Like, they need to get something happening.
Well, aren't they tied up, or aren't they? They got
They,
partnerships with.
they
Yeah,
bought by
I don't think
Nintendo.
they can do that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why all the Sonic characters are on Nintendo stuff now.
Gotcha. Yo, you guys excited for the new Sonic game? Have you seen the teasers?
I have not.
It's an open world.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm excited.
how's that gonna? Sonic open world. Did they done that before?
Did they?
Yeah, it was Sonic, not Sonic 3D. It wasn't open world. It was kind of open world. You talking about where he's running around with like real people in the world and stuff?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Or is that the hedgehog game
No,
where he's a
it was an
werewolf kind
older
of?
game because it was on
Oh.
PlayStation, I think.
Sonic Adventure 2 is still the best game. Period.
I love that game. The music and rolling around at the speed. That's such a gosh darn good game. Oh, I didn't finish this. I didn't finish the song.
Nah, they need a Chow Garden, like a specific standalone game where it's just a Chow Garden. I would
And you can carry your.
so much money.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
you could carry around your chows with you on your phone.
Duo said that Jet Set Radio Future, that was a true slept-on game. Jet Set Radio was on Dreamcast though, right? Or was there another
It
one?
Yeah,
was
the
on
original.
Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And then it came out again on the Xbox.
Yeah, the Dreamcast one was good. I had a lot of fun with
I love the
Jet Set.
music in that one.
Yeah.
Just that radio. Oh man, y'all are throwing me back in the past.
Yo, we need to have like a retro podcast, just talking old, like
Just old games.
yeah, just old everything.
We could do that.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that podcast would go for like 5 hours
Easily.
easily. Bro.
I did have a question if no one has a question from their chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if you all noticed this, but BTG is the only person who stood up at least 2 or 3 times during this call, this podcast. And my question to you all is that as streamers, we are sitting down for hours, not only at sometimes our jobs, but then we come back home to sit down for even more block cuts and swords and all these other things. We have these awesome gamer chairs and chairs that really are meant to help your spine and help your back and this and that. But then at the same time, we are sitting for hours on top of I stand. Yeah, so some really awesome streamers have standing desks, which I'm wondering, how do you all feel about doing streams and podcasts and other things standing up?
So I actually do have a standing desk.
Jealous, actually. I want one.
Yeah, I'm sitting down, but let me see it. Well, actually, I'm not gonna move it up. Actually, let me see.
Everything just starts shaking and like falling over.
Oh, it's electronic.
Yo, that's yeah. They
Yeah.
actually had the
Oh, that's cool.
old school crank ones too.
Yeah.
Give me that joint.
So-
Yeah, I ain't
so-
trying to look like something from like Attack on Titans, like trying to open a gate or something.
So when I was working from home, that's the whole reason why I got it, because I would be at my computer working too. Standing desk is definitely the move. Gives you
Pricey
sometimes
though,
it's
right?
better. Oh, it's super pricey.
Yeah.
I wish I got a sponsor for that.
Oh no,
Man.
see, that's why you don't get a standing desk.
But
You're
yeah.
free.
Oh
Frozen in time.
no,
There he
Fry
is.
Bros? Oh,
Yeah.
you did.
lag.
Nah,
But no, yeah,
there's a few
it's
things
good.
that I want. So these chairs are actually horrible for you. Like they're actually
the-
horrible for your back.
These race cars chairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
They're awful
horrible.
for your back. I want a Herman Miller, but I can't really throw down $1,500, on a whim.
$1,500.
Have you
It
sat
does
in a
your
Herman
laundry, so
Miller?
you don't have to worry about it. It's worth the price.
It is. That's a chair you have for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life.
It has like a 20-year warranty on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, I have a question. So these chairs cost anywhere between $100 to $500, $600, right?
Mhm.
So with that being said, if it's meant to be marketed as the official gaming chairs, and we're becoming more prevalent or more knowledgeable that they are not good for our backs, why are we continuing to purchase these chairs?
They
Because we
look
like
cool.
things that look cool. Sorry.
RG,
They do look
like
cool.
what does
They
RGB
do
do
look
for
cool.
us? But look,
First off, RGB
It is.
saved my life. First off, it caught me from a burning building. I'm just kidding.
Tangled up in the cables.
No, it's all about looks. To be honest, I had a $100 like office chair from Walmart, and I used it for like 4 or 5 years before the stuff went out, and then like this one I've had for like a year, and the stuff's already like flattened. So
yeah.
I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I already
Be-
know what my next chair is gonna be, and it's like $300, but it's worth it.
$300. You want to share the name, or you want to wait till they pay
maybe
you
they'll
for it?
sponsor me for it.
yeah, they
I
already
like
in
that.
their email. You already know.
Professor, you have a question from chat from IZ Buddy IZ. Wait, IZ Buddies.
That's from
He
the
says
friend YouTube, right?
real means fake
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Yes.
See, I knew that.
He's actually he said hello early, but I didn't want to interrupt you. He said, "Tell Professor Daxter he can get some from he can get that chair from some companies that go out of business."
That he's
It's an
right about
IT
that.
chair. Yeah, it's an IT chair. Yeah, you're right.
So-
I appreciate that though. Do you
Yeah,
know
they
where?
actually. I know they actually sell Herman Millers, like used Herman Millers, for significantly less, and they're still in great quality. So you can find them out there. I've seen them on eBay and stuff.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Well, guys, I want
Crimson says steel chair. Just get a regular foldable steel chair.
Yeah. I just want one of those wooden benches, but just the round ones that like Grandpa used to chisel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Help with the
My
back.
butt.
They make really good beats. You can make a good beat off of that.
Just thinking about that hurts my butt cheeks.
Those old pew chairs from the church. You know what I mean?
Bun's gonna be hurting.
All right. I think it went well. We
Me
got one.
too.
more
I
left.
think so. What if you? So this was podcast ground zero, the very first podcast, and I think the topics were all over the place, which was awesome actually. But going forward, are you guys, this also is a question for chat. Do you like it to be, particular topics, or do you like the kind of questions out of everywhere?
Beyond,
Out of everywhere.
I would like chat to throw some topics out to us, so that way we can get them on our next show also.
Ooh, great question.
Honestly, I'm a Twitter person, and so if you guys have like things, just put them on Twitter or Discord, because that's the way for me to see it. I'm the person that's always on socials. That's my jam. So
Yeah, To be honest, if you guys got topics, shoot them to Professor Daxter, because I never
Yeah.
check my Twitter. I should. I definitely need to,
Took
but
him
I
like
don't.
2 years to accept my follow, so
Duo Code says, I think you guys rotate who hosted the podcast weekly. That may be better for chat.
Right. So you talking about like hosted on one? I think that's a good idea actually.
Oh, you mean like so that there's
Mm,
not three?
Yeah. So we just host it on one channel every week. Like we
Actually,
rotate through channels.
we have Duo Code actually linked it. It's a multi-stream for all of us, so you just click it and it shows all three at the same time.
Oh
So we
yeah,
just
that's
set
true.
that up before we do
I
everything.
haven't used
I
multi-stream
forgot
in
about
a while,
multi-stream,
actually.
so we
Yeah, I
could do
did
that.
too, actually.
But
So to be honest, this is gonna be a growing, like it's gonna be a live thing. So we're gonna continue to grow it and improve it every time, um, to see what works the best. Yeah, you can, but the chats are separate. Well, if it's
yeah,
hosted, it's still separate, right? So like if somebody says something in Yanos, it would still.
yeah. But I think what he's getting at is we can bring all the communities to one channel every week, so it can be a different person every week, and then yeah, that makes sense. I c-
That works.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get it working. We can also pull up each other's chats too, if we need to. But yeah, this is gonna be like a growing thing. We just kind of want to get our feet in the water to kind of get like a good vibe started, and I think it worked out pretty well.
I can't wait to see your guys how you set, because I can't see how BTG set up his. I kind of got a glimpse of how you set up yours, Professor Dexter, and I don't know if you guys got to see how I set up mine, but I'm really excited about kind of rewatching this and seeing hearing the audio differences, seeing what chat says in your chat, because I didn't get to see a chat. My chat blew up when they was talking about the leprechaun juices. So I'm excited to kind of see what everyone's chat looked
Yo,
like.
That's what's
Piano's
up.
name on BTGs. That looks sick.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah, he said his font did.
I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
tried to pick fonts that fit y'all's persona, and I
That's
think I
dope.
like it.
He gonna be clean. We're gonna have to clean up the area because he's gonna be spray painting everything.
Yep.
All right, so I have one last question. I think we're good then. So my last question for me is, what is your goal with streaming, short and long term?
Oh, so I could go first. So for short term, what I would like to do is I would like for basically what what we're doing now, but on a more larger scale. There are so many people who are interested but don't really know how to grow, right? There's so many different ways to grow. There's no one way to grow on Twitch. So I want to be able to help other people figure out those things, because something I do at the end of every stream is I try to raid someone. And I try not to raid the same people, because when you raid the same people, you don't really grow. You're not expanding. And not to necessarily take from other, but it actually bring your stream community together with someone else's stream community that you vibe with. And so far, that's how I met a lot of people here today, either through those different social medias or through those raids, because Twitch doesn't have that kind of that what is the word I'm looking for? It doesn't have that discovery kind of ability. And long term wise, to be honest with you, I have so many amazing ideas, and I think it grows beyond just streaming. I think long term wise, streaming is going to turn into a lifestyle, kind of bringing in, like, when we go to watch Spider-Man would have been a whole episode. I would have loved to have you guys with me at the theater to be able to, like, all right guys, we're about to go into the theater to watch Spider-Man. Hey, we're about to meet Tom Holland. You know what I mean? I think it would be I think it would be really cool to sit down with Twitch developers and actually talk about ways that people can actually make this streaming platform more prevalent, more robust. Because at the moment, it's great, it's fantastic, but like you were saying earlier, if you have 10 viewers, you're immediately in the like top 2 or 1%, which is almost ridiculous in my opinion. But that's that this is still a new platform. So there's still a lot of room for growth, and there's still a lot of time. So long term wise, I just want to be able to allow my everyday lifestyle choices and decisions and foods and movies and all of those things be able to apply here, so that when my friends, my family, when we get together, it's just we're bringing together our communities, but also in our day-to-day lives, and they're along on the journey, if that makes sense.
What? No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
is
Nah,
that too
nah,
much?
it makes sense. I'm just
Oh,
here
he's
for the
done.
laugh.
Oh, okay, I fell asleep. Sorry.
I know, son. I know.
Nah, a lot of the same things you said. Uh, but I think really, I'm just here for fun. And if we can push this to something bigger, like I know that it can be, like I'm all for that. And to help other people get to where they want to be honest. So whether I become a big streamer or not, like I don't really care. But if somebody out of it becomes a big streamer, then my mission is done.
I think for me, for short term at least, I wanna focus on consistency. I think something that I've struggled with for a really long time is consistency, and always like I always do really really well, and then I get burnt out, and then I take a break, and then I come back and start over, and then whatever. So I like early on, I really want to focus on consistency and like just keep adding it, like keep at it. What are you doing? What is happening?
Drake, hydrate.
I'm out of I'm out of water, and I was really dehydrated, and I didn't want to pick
No,
up
no,
this
no, you're
one
good. You're
because
so like for me, I think consistency is something that I really want to like focus on for like a short-term goal. I want to go like a year without taking a break, like a long-term break. And then for long-term, in my mind, I would love to see a whole bunch of people just grow around me. Me too. Like I would like to grow too, but like I would like to see it like everybody who's with me right now, I want to see can also grow and also expand and all these things, and then I can look back and be like, oh, I started that, like that was me, that's awesome, like they put in the work, but like it started here. And so I think that's a really cool thing. Like you can look back, because like I said, Yano is the reason I started streaming, like sort of. So Yano is like the small streamer who kind of like was like, oh, that's what it looks like to have a community, and that's what it looks like to to be this person, and that you can do these things. And so I've always looked up to Yano in that sense, and so yeah.
You're gonna make him cry.
nah, son,
No,
I
I'm
got a
serious.
heart of steel,
Just
but you
just saying, like I've brought it up multiple times. So like for me, I like whenever I was setting it like 3 concurrent, and I was setting it like struggling to hit 3 or 4 or whatever, and I was looking at Yano, I was like, man, he's got like 12, 14, 16 people in there just hanging out and having fun. Like I'm jealous of that. Like I want that. And like so I'm really glad that I'm starting to get to that, and like that's the focus point for me, is like I get to do what Yana was doing, and I finally caught up a little bit, you know what I mean?
You were always there, bro. Since day one, you were always there. I remember coming to your stream and you were playing League of Legends, I think it was. And then when I found out you drew, like that, I already love drawing. I wish I could show y'all some of my drawings. I don't think I draw well, but I love to draw, and I don't think it's necessary. Anyways, this isn't my point. I just want to say you're already there, bro. You're already there.
Actually, I uninstalled League, funny enough.
What?
Yeah. I was tired of being toxic and being upset about stupid stuff, so I just uninstalled it.
Is mine uninstalled? I don't know if it's uninstalled, but I definitely don't like the toxic part of
Yeah.
League. But anyways,
But
Well,
yeah, I think that's everything. We can keep talking forever, but we got to get going, I think. So
yeah, we're gonna run out of topics for next. When is the next show?
there's no such thing as running next week. We doing it a weekly,
next
man.
week Tuesday.
All right, let's do this.
Are we doing
I guess
8:30 or are we good at 8 still?
let's do 8:30.
Okay.
8:30.
I'm with 8:30.
Okay, and we're
Alright.
still sticking with the hour, right?
Yeah, that's
Or are we gonna
fine.
try for 2?
We can give 2 a shot.
Yeah.
However, if we're gonna upload it to other platforms, I just want to, like you said, be consistent. So we can give 2 hours a shot, see how we feel about it, upload it, to the different platforms. I would love to hear from chat. What platforms do you guys normally watch your podcasts on? And we'll talk about it on different social medias and get everyone's input.
Nice.
Yeah, I can do a
Yeah,
survey.
we'll do all that. Well, on that note, Dax, where can
Shout
they
outs.
find you, man?
You can catch me at Professor_Daxter on Twitch. You can catch me at Professor Daxter, all one word, on Twitter. I'm huge on there. All my links are actually in my on my channel, so make it short and simple. You can just click on the channel and hit wherever you want. However, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Discord goes to the Night Kids !NK for all that. Yeah, that's it.
Yano?
You did that so well, so I'm gonna do my best. You guys can catch me on twitch.tv/Yanonick, YANONICK, and you can catch me over on Twitter, which is NK_Yanonick. See you there.
And me, you can find me, Black and Tie Guy Plays on Twitch, Twitter at NK_BTG Plays, and then Instagram, Black and Tie Guy Plays.
Nice. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to follow everybody that you want to if you enjoy their content. Don't follow just to follow. Make sure you enjoy their content, and hope to see you for the next one.
Love you guys,
See you
man.
guys.
Have a good night.
Later.